I am officially back from my bachelor party. So I had an incredible bachelor party. Thank you to my wedding party for an amazing Atlantic City experience. My fiance, Lawrence, um, also came, planned some really great experiences. So yeah, I was away from the podcast for a week. I came back. I feel very refreshed and excited. I was going to do some work, and I'm like, no, Andrew, don't do work on your bachelor party. You do not need to do work right now. So it was hard for me though. I really wanted to like edit an episode or like, put out material. So what I wanted to come on and say to you all is there's a lot of exciting episodes that came out on YouTube that will be out on Apple and Spotify. I just, haven't put them out on the podcast feed, but they're video episodes. Most of them were live. So one of them that I did was with Matthew R. Core, a horror writer. We talked about why it seems like horror is probably the most popular and innovative genre right now in the film industry. So, Obsession, Backrooms, Leviticus. We talked about all three of those films. I also put out a shorter version of that conversation where we talk about Obsession's popularity. So definitely listen to that. It's 29 minutes on the YouTube channel. I also had on Stan Zimmerman, who was the screenwriter of the Brady Bunch movies, and also did the Golden Girls, Gilmore Girls, Roseanne. So he came on the podcast. His episode's up on YouTube. A good person to watch after that is Drew Droege, who's the comedic actor who was just in Stop That Train, starring RuPaul. He's in a scene that's very, very hilarious with Sarah Michelle Gellar, and she took his seat. Mm-mm. Sarah Michelle Gellar thinks that everyone, is excited to see her on the train, and they are not. They just, you know, want to either get their seat like Drew or June, right, June Diane Raphael's character wants to watch I Know What You Did Last Summer. And what's hilarious is she's watching the scene with Sarah Michelle Gellar in it, in the pageant scene. And Sarah Michelle Gellar is like spying on June Diane Raphael's viewing experience. That film was hilarious. So Drew talks about that. I also had a great episode that just came out about queer themes in movie musicals. I was joined with fellow YouTube channel content creators, David LaFontaine. David's channel's LGBTQ classic literature. He has a great documentary about the queer themes of not themes, but the queer production team of West Side Story, the Broadway and movie musical. And then Christian from That Old Gay Classic Cinema came on too. So we talk about Camelot, Cabaret, Wicked, The Wiz, Dreamgirls, and The Phantom of the Opera. I also had on some really excellent writers. Elaine Castillo came on to talk about her new novel, Moderation, all about a protagonist who's in charge of content moderation with social media. It's fascinating. We talk a lot about, content moderation right now in this like technological AI revolution. Um, Luke McQuillan came on to talk about his novel, Love in the Light, all about these men who fall in love in a lighthouse. Very fascinating. It's also a musical book. So you have to watch and learn more about, how he turned his novel into a musical too. Also, had a conversation about pop culture, the Real Housewives with randomly Ronnie Jr., psychological thrillers with Laurie Egan, um, So many great episodes. I can give you all a taste of what's to come. So this week we have kind of a sci-fi theme, I would say. There is going to be an episode with Nicholas Keating Casparo. Um, so if you love Dune, if you love The Matrix, this episode is for you. Nicholas created this series called Vitalirium. It's a dark, thrilling space odyssey about, humanity's future in jeopardy. So I can't wait for you all to listen to that this week. And then right after his episode, I have another sci-fi writer, this time a feminist sci-fi writer, D.A. Murray. So D.A. Murray's series is called Dominion. So we have Vitellarium with Nicholas and Dominion, which is kind of an turning on its head Handmaid's Tale, where instead of the women being controlled, it's the men who are being controlled by women. So I love it. Really interesting books that each of them are talking about. And then we turn to some crises in the higher education field with Leonard Cassuto, who is an advocate for the public humanities. And his book is called Academic Writing as if Readers Matter. So, why we need um, exciting academic writing and academic publications that actually interest readers. I love talking with him. I can't wait for you all to listen to that. Stephen Simon joins me. He's a philosopher. So why is, it important to study philosophy, like the existence of things? Um, and I can't wait. He comes from Broadview Press. His book is published by them. Always love a Broadview Press episode. And then our friends over at the Gay and Lesbian Review join us to talk about their new July and August issue, which each article is about an artist, a queer artist, who's inspired by the place that they're creating. So, an example would be David Hockney, James Cahill's article, David Hockney hitting LA, how LA's landscape provides a queer aesthetic for David Hockney. So lots of exciting episodes to come. There's always something new. The YouTube videos that I told you about will be on the podcast feed, so look out for them. Please join the YouTube channel, follow it. Like the videos, comment, please. I'm always looking at the comments. Uh, Make sure you follow us on Apple Podcast, Spotify. We have an Instagram, Ivory Tower Boiler Room. TikTok is my name, Dr. Andrew Rimby. And yeah, I hope you all are having a great summer season and excited to be back here in the Ivory Tower, you know, where I'm always inspired and creatively stimulated.